Welcome back. Clint Eastwood once said, "Don't let the old man in." This mantra resonated with Charlie Barnes, who at 87 still competes in triathlons, recently winning the 2024 Guelph Lake Triathlon for his age group of 80 plus. Take a look.
My name is Charlie Barnes. I'm 87 years old, and I compete in triathlons. The triathlon is swimming, biking, running. When I was 62 years old, my daughter encouraged me to go into a triathlon, and I came second in my age group, so I caught the bug. And winning is a huge incentive. I'd been cycling and running and swimming my whole life, but I put the three together in a triathlon and just loved it. I probably competed in 80 or 90 triathlons locally and internationally. This one is the crown and glory. That's my silver medal from the World Triathlon Championships in Montreal 2 years ago. Last Saturday I competed in the Guelph Lake Triathlon and I came first in my age group. My granddaughter, who's 25, she competed too. She came first in her age group of 20 to 29. At a triathlon, there may be several hundred triathletes competing of all ages. And so I see these young men and women who are only in their 20s, like my granddaughter, and that's a real motivation for me to be able to compete alongside people of all ages. I think there's three things. There's food and fitness and fun in life. Those are the three keys to aging well and happily.
Okay, well, Charlie, first of all, how many people were competing in your age group?
Oh, none. Only me. The next oldest to me was 75.
Well, that's one way to win your age group. I caught you.
You got it.
You mentioned food, so do you eat a special diet?
Well, not really. I have oatmeal and psyllium for breakfast. I mean, these breakfast places you go to, they don't even have oatmeal. They have bacon and eggs and high cholesterol stuff that's not good for old guys like me. But no, I just eat an ordinary diet of breakfast and lunch and dinner. It's
do you
nothing
carb
special.
load or anything like that?
Well, yeah, the night before. If you're doing a long race that's going to take over 2 hours, you can carb load the night before. It's difficult to measure how effective that is on race day morning.
Josh at Impact Kitchen are a little more intentional with the food.
Well, I'm first inspired by Charlie. It's incredible. I think for someone who's an athlete at any age, you really want to focus on your protein intake as well. You know, the way Charlie would train for his triathlons, ensuring that his recovery is set up for success, and that often can start with his nutrition. So focusing in on protein at every meal, and just ensuring he's getting the right amount of carbohydrates, healthy fats, and then for me, I would be focused in on the protein.
You know something that I really discovered is electrolyte drink before, like an hour before the race. Drink a whole half a liter of water with electrolyte in it, and get your system turned up with electrolyte. It's very important.
Yeah, so hydration is another key factor. For anyone competing in any type of athletics.
Yeah. Do you eat snacks?
No.
Okay.
I think some people live. My dad used to say, "There's two types of people in this world: those who live to eat, and those who eat to live." I eat to live. I hardly ever feel hungry. I have to say, "Oh my God, it's 1 o'clock and I haven't had lunch yet. I better have something to eat."
Wow, amazing.
I live to eat, and I figure that if you eat what you crave, that's going to be a good thing. Am I?
Yes, I'm definitely a live to eat person as well.
Is there any science to that?
Well, a lot of people eat intuitively naturally, and therefore we have an obesity problem. There's something to intuitive eating if somebody is naturally able to maintain their ideal weight. But people who are not able to maintain their ideal weight, they're already eating intuitively. So it's a nice theoretical concept, but practically it doesn't work for the majority of the population. For Charlie's case, obviously it works. Look at his performance, look at how he's doing. So in his case, it's obviously working and the results speak for themselves.
I think living to eat is a great way to be, and intuitive eating is great, but attaching a simple food philosophy to that style of eating, of eating minimally processed, nutrient-dense, real foods, can allow you to kind of eat what you want while still kind of eating intuitively and indulging where you would want to as well.
What about footwear? Any special kind? Do they have any special
Well,
stuff
the new
inside?
Nike Zoom shoe has a sponge now that actually, when you hit the ground, it actually sponges and helps you go forward. And
Is that cheating?
Pardon?
You know what? The thing is, it's not cheating, and that is why so much footwear incorporates some form of spring or shock absorption, because our bodies were not designed to run on concrete. Our bodies are designed to run on surfaces that are naturally shock absorbing, like soil, grass, pathways. So when you're running on concrete, your shoes really do need to make up for that hard, rigid surface with some form of shock absorption.
Yeah,
and some
Libby, you
sort of
feel it
spring.
most on the heel when you're going downhill. Of course, you're hitting more concrete and you can actually feel it pushing you forward. Now, the Olympic standards, they've specified the thickness of sponge you're allowed to put on, so that's limited, because the first runners to break a 2-hour marathon was wearing these sponge shoes, and they were getting so thick for other athletes that they had to put a limit on how thick you can.
Yeah, because then it's almost like you're running on a trampoline and you're getting that extra
Well,
pep.
you know those guys that don't have legs and they use these steel springs around?
Yes, exactly.
They can go much faster because they're bouncy.
Exactly. So it's all about the spring. And then, but another thing is, when you are choosing your footwear, having that kind of springy motion is good. But long term, if you are wearing shoes that are too foamy and too cushiony, that can actually affect your biomechanics or the way you move and your gait. So even though that's limited for the Olympics because of advantage, it should also be limited in your daily life in order to maintain proper gait or the way that you walk. So.
Do you have special kinds of shoes that you prefer for your clients?
Not necessarily. I mean, for strength training, your feet are just touching the ground. You're not springing off the ground, so it doesn't give you the same advantage as it does in cycling, in running, etc. But basically, just wear whatever's comfortable if you're exercising for general health. Now, it's a different story when you're exercising for elite athletics, when every second matters.
How often do you change the shoes?
Oh, I mean, how many years do I?
Years, months, years,
Well,
months?
yeah, probably a year. Though the shoes will last me a year.
Oh, wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Because I play tennis, and kind of the standard often is you should change it as often as how many times a week you play. So if you play 3 times a week, you should change them 3 times a year, and so forth.
And it's generally based on impact. So for my triathletes, for my elite runners, usually we're changing out their sneakers every 4 to 6 months because of the mileage. But you're definitely gifted, and you have a gift. You're able to wear your
Well,
shoes
maybe it's
for-
my age too. Maybe I don't train not like I used to years ago. Used to train a lot more.
Yes, and then, as we age, our joints also change, so your requirements might be different. And then also another factor is how much you weigh. So the more you weigh, the more wear and tear you're going to have in your shoes. So if you're lighter and you're a lighter runner on your feet, then you might not change it as much, right? So you once a year might be okay. So it really is dependent on your body type, mileage, the surface that you're running on, all of those factors.
In tennis, if you're moving side to side, there's a lot more friction, which will wear down the shoes much faster. Whereas in the case of Charlie here, he's running straight, much less friction. He's more worried about going forward, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to take a quick break. We'll be back with more.